song that's coming up in just a bit. He will be back for another performance later on. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Sun Life Brand Ambassador, Mr. Piolo Pascual.
Hello everyone! Good afternoon and how are you guys doing? Nakakain ba kayo? Hi!
Yes, sir.
First, we'd like to thank John Aridana for the wonderful performance. How about a hand for him? Yeah, come on guys. It's a great song. It's a different version of Brighter Than the Sun, and it's got really nice lyrics. You know, later on you'll sing the full song. But anyways, ako po si Piolo Pascual. I'm happy to be spending this afternoon with you. Not just, of course, not just the people here in the venue, but also those who are also joining us virtually. I hope everyone is doing great and staying safe. Well, it's been 2 years actually since the pandemic started, and I'm sure na tulad ko, marami po tayong mga kwento na nangyari throughout this time, and of course, realizations sa buhay natin. You know, for me, I learned to value my loved ones, especially my mom, because I was stuck with her by choice during the pandemic, and I just want to highlight, of course, my mom. You know, at the height of the lockdown, we were in Batangas. We've been living there for 3 years now, and you know, it's a really special time with my mom because we were able to spend time together, bond with each other. You know, in the morning I would force her to walk so she could do her exercise in the morning, and of course have some vitamin D. And sabay kami kumakain, we watch TV together. So it was a really special moment with my mom. Kasi of course, lahat naman tayo before the pandemic, we were all busy with our work and with our personal stuff. You know, my mom and I were partners, you know, in keeping each other safe, in making the most out of the pandemic situation. You know, my mom is very caring. Some of you may know I'm a mama's boy, and I'm proud to say that because, of course, my mom really raised us by herself, and I wouldn't be here standing in front of you if my mom, you know, didn't raise us or didn't bring us up the way that she did. Anyway, so I'm thankful for her for that. Kayo, who do you consider your partner in life? Diba? Whoever they are, guys, let us celebrate them for making our lives brighter. Kagaya ko, you know, this video I'm going to show you, pamilya din po ang naging inspirasyon ng overseas Filipino worker ni si Jolina Kabigdig. She's all the way from London. She works there as an accountant, and she works hard for their future also, so she can come home for good. Alright, so panoorin natin ang kwento niya.
Nahirapan talaga ako mag-decide abroad. Bago ko nun umalis, hindi ko ma-imagine na gising ako mag-isa at hindi sila katabi.
This is the story of Jolina Joey Kabigdig, an overseas Filipino worker based in London. Growing up, maraming naging pagsubok sa pamilya nila. Nawalan ng trabaho ang kanyang ama, na isang na ang bahay nila. Ang ilang negosyo ang sinubok ng mga magulang niya, pero hindi nagtagumpay. Despite all these, nanatili silang matatag. Joey decided to try working abroad. Nahirapan siyang una.
Lumalabas ako, kasama ko yung mga kaibigan ko, nag-explore kami, pupunta kami sa mga magandang lugar dito. Iniisip ko na sana kasama ko sila dito.
Being on her own made her realize the importance of financial planning so she can come home for good.
Hindi talaga ako marunong kumawak ng pera. First time kasi ko kita, kaya medyo dumadami yung gustong bilhin. Isa din sa motivation ko is for my future family, para hindi na nila pagdaanan yung mga pinagdaanan natin mo.
Mabuti na lang, her friend Rochelle Ilaw Delor, a semi-financial advisor, was there to guide her.
Matagal na po kami magkaibigan ni Joey. Since nag-aaral pa lang siya, friends na po kami. Nagkakilala po kami sa church.
Ginabayan ni Rochelle si Joey para makapag-ipon, babayaran ng credit card, at makakuha ng insurance para sa kanya at mga magulang niya.
Pagdating ko po dito, yung ko talaga yung naging priority ko na makuhanan yung parents ko ng insurance para at least din ako at na-secured sila. Tama po kayo na kahit malayo po ako, may way po ako kagaan sila. Sobrang nakatulong sa akin na makinig kay Ate Rochelle ng mga panahon na yun kasi sa tingin ko naman okay lang yung ginagawa ko pero hindi na kasi talaga kinakaya
With Rochelle as her partner and through Sun Life's Home for Good program, Joey is able to build a brighter future for herself and her family.
Kahit in simple ways, we show our love to them na we'll be able to protect them. Kasi magkakaroon tayo ng peace of mind knowing na in case of emergency, meron tayong paghuhugutan.
That's what it's like to have a partner for life.
Grabe, no? You know, our love for our family always pushes us to be our best, to do our best. And thankfully, in Sun Life, you know, they help bring to life the dreams that we have for them. I know this for a fact because, you know, I've been a Sun Life client for so many years, for more than a decade already. And over the years, Sun Life has given me the confidence to pursue my passions. That is because I know I am financially protected. Ganito rin po ang kwento ni Camela Piolo Pascual. She's a business owner who owns a popular food brand. So here's her story.
What's it like having a partner for life? This is the story of Camela Piolo Pascual. Camela's journey to being a business owner started when she opened her own small catering business. As a new mom is an overseas Filipino worker ang asawa, naisip niyang magandang paraan ng catering para kumita siya while taking care of her baby. When her husband Tony came home for good, they opened a business in Taguban. Mainit na tinanggap ng mga taga-roon ang kanilang panaderya at Tonyo Bakery. Sinundan nila ito ng isang original concept, Play-Doh Wraps. They eventually opened in Manila. Play-Doh Wraps was a hit, and soon they were able to open more branches nationwide. Ang tado si Camela na when the pandemic happened, lagi silang naapektuhan. The past 2 years have been difficult, but they are slowly recovering from the challenges. They reopened their branches and even ventured into food app delivery. This year, Play-Doh Wraps is set to mark its 21st anniversary. A key factor in Camela's success as a business owner are her financial skills. She knows how to budget. She separates her personal expenses from her business expenses. And she relies on her Sun Life insurance and investments to protect her family, savings, and income. Because of this, she was able to not only survive the crisis, but even thrive. She can also focus on her other passions like traveling and being a lola to her apos. And still look forward to a brighter future. That's what it's like to have a partner for life.
Alright, how inspiring, right? You know, how many of you here are actually like Camela, who's also just like taking care of her grandkids and just really feeling financially stable? And it's really nice because, you know, we always know that we can achieve a lot of things, especially when we know that someone or somebody's supporting us, you know, who's there for us during the good times, but especially during the bad times and the difficult times. Gaya lang itong susunod natin, you know? And before that, I'm gonna say, you know, during the pandemic, a lot of us have either, you know, lost a loved one or, you know, somebody in the family that became ill. And these are the times that we really need to have someone who can tell us that, hey, I am here for you, right? Yung bibigyan ka ng lakas ng loob para makaahon ka sa kahit na anong pagsubok. So ito po ang kwento ni Jeff Biri. Let's watch this.
2021 is the year when my mother passed away from COVID. It happened so quickly. I think it was the second wave of the virus.
This is the story of Jeffrey Vili. 2021 was no easy year. Jeff was among those who faced challenges and heartaches as his mom Florencia tested positive for COVID-19 at the height of the pandemic.
So then people are lying around sa hallway ng hospital. And I have to ask my mom to calm down. Pinag-headset ko nga siya para hindi naman naging screaming, yung crying, yung frustration because nandun ka sa gitna ng storm, no? Nandun ka sa gitna ng laban ng COVID and unfortunately we're experiencing it.
When Mommy Florencia went into isolation, Jeff stayed by the municipal hospital's gate with only a cardboard as his shelter. Amid the challenges, Sun Life's HR team came through for him.
I think it was the second day when I received a call from Dan Lopez, my boss, that she was able to arrange a private hospital for us. So for me, that was the miracle that happened to us. So I was given that window for me to comfort her because I know she's afraid. Ayaw niya magpa-ICU. So I just let her know that parehas tayo nalabas dito. Parehas tayo maka-recover from it. Kaya ina-appease ko na siya at that time. The result came in and eventually I tested positive also.
Sadly, in April 2021, Mommy Florencia passed away. Developing a post-traumatic stress disorder, Jeff relied on Sun Life's Employee Assistance Program to recover. A therapist helped him process his loss. He is also starting anew in a condo he bought for himself.
Now I'm fixing my place. I'm doing a lot of work, no? But it keeps me busy. It's for me a place where I can start again. I named it after my late mother, so Casa Florencia.
He also finds peace in his love for traveling. Today, Jeff's healing journey continues.
When my mother passed away, no, I get to have a sense of why health is very important. Because our hospital bill is something you're not prepared to handle and manage, especially if it is too sudden. And with that behavior in mind, no, I personally signed up for another plan, no. So I had something. I purchased a Sun Life Fit and Well plan.
With Sun Life as his partner for life, Jeff is able to move forward with hope for brighter days ahead. His mom remains his inspiration.
I hope that she's proud of me in all of the decisions that I'm making. She's happy that I'm with Sun Life, no? And she's very proud that I'm a Sun Lifer.
That's what it's like to have a partner for life.
Thank you, Jeff, for sharing your story. And we're sorry for your loss, but we are with you in this fight. And it's true what they say, you know, in good times and in bad, your lifetime partner or partner for life will always be there for you. Sun Life celebrates the partnerships that make our lives brighter. Dahil ito rin mismo ang kanyang misyon sa buhay ng mga Pilipino, to help us achieve a brighter future by being our partner for life, by making sure that we achieve lifetime financial security and live healthier lives. Kayo po, kung tatanungin kayo, who is your ideal partner? Anyone? Ako? Alright, for me, I just want someone who lets me be who I want to be. I want someone who will be there, you know, to walk hand in hand with me. Someone who's there forever and will just love me for what I am. Wow. Or why not all of the above, diba? And you know what the good news is? When it comes to our financial journey, there's a bright partner that has all these qualities. Sun Life, syempre. Alright? I know this for a fact because, guys, I've been with Sun Life for more than 10 years and it just keeps getting better. To tell us more about it, alright, here's the Chief Client Experience and Marketing Officer of Sun Life Philippines, Ms. Carla Gonzalez-Chong.
Thank you, Piolo. Ako, gusto kitang maging partner.
Like?
Baka magalit yung husband mo. Anyway, a pleasant afternoon to everyone, and it's so nice to see everyone's smiles once again. The past 2 years have been very difficult. In fact, I'm sure just like me, sawang-sawa na rin kayo sa Zoom. And it's very heartwarming that you've braved the rains to join us here today. And again, thank you so much for joining us. Now, for the past 2 years, we've seen a lot of events that changed our lives as we know it. We experienced the COVID-19 pandemic,
there's a war that's happening on the other side of the world. We've even seen the world economy that is going down. And we were not spared in the local front, diba? So nakita natin some of our friends and family members getting sick. Unfortunately, some are not here with us anymore today. The prolonged lockdowns also impacted the livelihoods of some of our countrymen. And personally, sa akin, I've experienced a general feeling of anxiety and insecurity. And so, fortunately, this year, we have seen bright spots emerging. What are those bright spots? With more people getting vaccinated, we've regained our optimism for the future. So now, we can see our loved ones, we can visit family and friends, we are slowly going back to the office. From Sun Life, before, we were work from home, but now we're already starting to see our beloved office mates and family members. And so, the lessons from the pandemic actually gave us confidence to look to the future with hope. And this is in fact validated by a client study that we recently implemented early part of this year. We asked our Sun Life clients, what are your goals for the year? And as you can see in the screen flash today, their short-term goals actually mirror what they want to achieve in the form of their financial needs. Top of it would be investing for the future, building a retirement fund for themselves, building their own emergency funds, and even looking at health insurance. These same short-term goals are actually mirrored din sa kanilang long-term goals. So kung mapapansin nyo, halos hindi nag-iiba, diba? Ang difference lang would be, some would already set aside some form of money for travel. But as you can see there, flash on the screen, nandyan pa rin yung retirement, investments, health insurance. And so these particular financial goals and needs, we say, if people are ready to prepare for the future, Sun Life is here to help them achieve their financial goals, even during these uncertain times. And this is mirrored by the many client stories that you've heard a while ago that Piolo related today. We hope these stories of bright partnerships inspire you to go after your own goals as well. We take inspiration from the story of Joey. As you saw a while ago in the video earlier, her drive to pursue her goals actually helped turn her world around. The story of Camela and her husband allowed her to build and grow the business that is successful even during the pandemic. We also saw the story of Jeff. Thank you, Jeff, for sharing your story. I know it's not easy, but we're very fortunate to have you with us here today. And that particular story, we were also very inspired because it allowed him to be the best that he could be for his mother and to live her legacy. We also heard about the story of Piolo and her mother, Tita Ami. Well, close kami kunwari. Tita Ami, who had served also his inspiration in pursuing all of his life goals. These stories and more of Sun Life clients and partnerships are what inspired us to launch this particular campaign today. We also thank Piolo and Jonoy. Jonoy, thank you so much for allowing us to use your song, Bright Like the Sun, to help us share this message of optimism. And so, allow me to share with you today this particular campaign. Kindly watch this.
Who's your ideal partner? It'll make me feel I can be, I want to be. I can never ever be around with a love that's bright like the sun.
all of these media platforms. Please watch out for it on TV, on select billboards, on radio, and even in select Metro Manila cities. We're inviting everyone here today to help us spread the sunshine by joining our mall and TikTok promos for the chance to meet and greet Papa P. O, diba? Isa pang meet and greet. Alright, and so again, thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope that you choose Sun Life to be your partner in helping you achieve lifetime financial security and live healthier lives. Again, thank you very much to everyone, and have a safe trip home.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, the Chief Client Experience and Marketing Officer
Of Sun Life.
Oh, joke lang. Of Sun Life Philippines, Ms. Carla Gonzalez Shaw. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's super exciting to be back in front of all of you. In just a bit, we're going to commence with our question and answer portion. So please get your questions ready. Of course, we have the indefatigable Ms. Tess Gubi, who will be assisting us later on in our Q&A. Thank you, Ms. Tess. And once again, saying hello to all those who are joining us from Zoom. All right. But before that, of course, we have a special treat for you because we promised you that he will sing the full song. Medyo patikim pa lang yung kanina, but now we are going to get to enjoy Bright Like the Sun in full. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you need an inspiration or a reminder of the brighter future that you deserve nyo yan, deserve nating lahat yan, and of course, how a partner for life can help you make it happen, then let this lovely song remind you. Let's welcome back Mr. Janoy Lanao.
Hello, gusto kayo na? Okay lang kayo? Okay lang? Medyo malamig dito, no?
Janoy, before we let you go ahead and sing that song, I just remembered that, you know, you have this very beautiful story behind this song, Bright Like the Sun. So medyo narinig natin yung lyrics, but can you tell us really what the inspiration behind the song is?
Well, actually, yung wife ko, sinulat namin ito nung height ng pandemic. So, naisip lang namin na minsan talaga pag sa medyo mahirap na panahon, kailangan mo talaga ng solid na partner. So, kailangan mo ng partner na magiging liwanag actually sa'yo sa pang-araw-araw na nakadiliman minsan. So, yun yung inspiration na sinulat namin. Kami ang songwriter ng Bright Like the Sun actually, yung wife ko.
Yung sarili mong partner for life, right? And see, you know, this is just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that even through the most difficult times like this pandemic that we are going through, something good can still come out of it. Piolo was talking earlier about how it made him cherish his relationship with his mother more, and how Janoy is able to come up with this masterpiece with the help of his lovely wife. And so, now eto na. Janoy, thank you for sharing your song with us, and we're looking forward to hearing it at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Janoy Lanao.
Thank you. I think ilalabas natin ang lyrics, so baka kung gusto nyo well, hindi pa alam talaga yung nasa Spotify yung song, so pwede nyo pakinggan. It's the way you make me feel. I can be who I want to be, like I never ever
but my love for you is bright like the sun. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Gusto niyo sabihin mo pala? Love you forever, that's for sure, and promise I'll keep you warm. Our love shines bright like I love you forever. I've never been more sure. For now and evermore, my love shines bright like the sun. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Mr. John Danao. What a feel-good song, you know, really, with all that optimism that Carla was talking about. And that's exactly what we need, you know, as we try to move forward, now that the world is slowly opening up again, and this is our chance to move forward and have that really positive outlook as we do so. So, you know, a round of applause once again for John Danao, ladies and gentlemen. Such a lovely song that truly encapsulates the people who bring out the best in us with their love and support. Now, it's just like what you all saw in the new Sun Life video, hindi ba? When you're starting a business, you're enjoying a simple hobby, you're pursuing advocacies, it's always better when you have a bright partner. And the featured stories of Joey, Camela, and Chef are all a testament to these as well. So pagkwentuhan po natin yan as we open the floor for questions. Let me bring back in Sun Life Chief Client Experience Officer and Marketing Officer, Ms. Carla Gonzalez-Shaw, our featured partner for life story, Mr. Jeff Viri, and also our Sun Life Brand Ambassador, Mr. Piolo Pascual. As we also invite Ms. Tess there, she is ready to assist with our Q&A.
Hello everyone.
Miss
Good to
Tess?
see you again.
Of course, we missed you, Miss Tess. We miss you so much. Let me just get the ball rolling, Miss Tessa, by asking first Carla. Carla, we're talking about a partner for life, you know, sa ganitong klase ng panahon. But when it comes to a financial journey, what kind of a partner should people be looking for? Is it just the same as humanap ka ng kaibigan? O is there something more that you should be looking for?
Okay, so parang given na yun, diba, na if you want a partner for life, it really has to be someone that you share the same values with. And so that includes financial values, personal values, so that you can see eye to eye. But apart from that, also, siguro the qualities that I would look for a financial advisor would be encapsulated into 3 things then. The first one is to be professional, sana, yung makikita nila na financial advisor. Why is it important? Of course, when you're talking about money, you need someone who you can trust with your money. So that would be the very minimum, no? A professional financial advisor. The second one would be inspiring. As what we saw a while ago in the story of Joey, her financial advisor, Rochelle, actually inspired her to go after her goals and to really have the financial discipline to work on her money. And the third would be, you want also financial advisor who cares after your success. Diba? Kasi your success means the success also of your own financial advisor. And I hope those qualities would also guide everyone in choosing their own financial advisors.
Thank you so much, Carla. I move on to Piolo now.
Yes.
Piolo, anong qualities naman yung hinahanap mo sa akin? Anong qualities ang hinahanap mo when it comes to a partner for life?
You know, Secretary Berna, well, top of mind, as you were asking, Carla, the question was dependability. You need somebody that is dependable. Because otherwise, you'll just pull each other down. Diba? And somebody that has financial literacy. Somebody that can help you decide and advise you or tell you where to put your money or how to use your money wisely, and somebody that you can really trust, just like what you said. Because mahirap when it comes to money. Di ba? Parang we're always after our success, to have more money, to have more financial freedom. But at the end of the day, if your partner is not on the same page, of course, it's not going to be as healthy. So somebody that you can share. Actually, I would just like to echo what Carla was saying. You share the same values when it comes to financial literacy, and I think that's it. And somebody that would really care for your welfare and that really cares for you.
Actually, very much so. And with that, I'd like to segue to Jeff now. Jeff, you are a testament to this because truly, Sun Life has been your partner both as an employee and also as an actual client yourself. So, at this point in your journey, tuloy yung buhay, you're pursuing your goals, your dreams. How is Sun Life, being a partner to you in achieving those dreams?
You know what, Danny, I'm celebrating my 11 years in the company. It is such a milestone to be in a company that takes care of you, the employees, no? And especially during the height of pandemic, where everything is in lockdown. And we're very thankful because we still have our salary, we still have our benefits. So can you imagine if I don't have that, I wouldn't be able to pay the bill of my mother because it's just really too high, So being with Sun Life, it helps me also to instill the value of financial planning, being able to discipline my wealth because I've accumulated wealth through my 11 years at the company, and diversify my income as well. So through Sun Life, it gives me that opportunity to live a life where I don't have to worry about my finances for as long as I'm in the right track of managing my wealth.
There you go. Definitely a partnership, right? Thank you so much, Jeff, for sharing that. And now I move on to Miss Tess.
Hello, Len. Hello, everyone. Okay, our first question is from Salve Asis, of course, entertainment editor, Filipino Star.
Hi, Miss Salve.
Hi. Hi, Papa P.
Hi, Sal.
Papa P, lagi natin minimension yung word na, this is, this is my partner in life. So, kailan kaya namin maririnig na ipapakilala mo sa partner in life?
Ako rin, nahihintay ko yun.
Game?
Tsaka during the pandemic ba, di mo naisip na, sana may partner in life. Ako lang kasama ako dun aside from me.
Alright, to tell you honestly, during this pandemic, I realized it's not about having a partner per se, physically, but it is about having the independence, to just live your life one day at a time. And so this pandemic has taught me a lot of discipline, and it taught me to just really appreciate life for whatever it gives you by the day. And so for me, it's hard to put it in words, but it's if and when it comes, then of course I will have to introduce her to you, or I will have to really, of course, be proud of that feeling and just share it with everybody. But it's not something that I see on the horizon anywhere near. So just focus on my work, just focus on whatever I have in hand, and let's see where it takes me.
Oh, thank you. Next question. Probably since, di ba, with Sun Life, super secure na yung future mo, di ba naisip na mag-retire sa showbiz?
Well, actually, I said that before I turned 40. I'm 45, and I was talking to Direk Cathy the other day, Direk Cathy Brescia, who did the Kumu serie, and she just signed with ABS for a couple of years. So I told her, sabi ko, Direk, huwag na tayo magsasabi ng retirement, kasi parang hindi naman din natutuloy. So, I mean, for me, this is my passion. I love what I do, and being in this business gives me meaning. So I was, I guess, being immature when I feeling burnt out, back then. And you can call it a midlife crisis, because you're too loaded up with work. And at this point in my life, I just want to continue doing what I'm doing. And this is really, something that I really appreciate. Being in this business, being in front of you guys, and just sharing my life. So, just the same thing. It's not on the horizon for me, retiring and all. As long as I feel I'm needed in this business, or there's something that I can contribute, and I'll stay on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Salve. And I would just like to make a follow-up on that by asking Carla.
Kinabahan ako to na.
No, kasi diba, parang we all know that Piolo is already very much financially secure no matter what he decides to do next in his life. But to get there, for example, for people like Jeff, for example, na meron pang pinupursue ng mga goals, Carla, can you share with us exactly how do we plan for that? What do we do first for those who have no idea where to begin?
Okay, so I think that's a very good question, Nolen. Siguro that conversation would start with me asking everyone, what is your picture of a perfect retirement? Diba? So, of course, having a perfect retirement, maybe it's an ideal, but having that picture grounds your financial plan. And then when you have that picture of a retirement, now it's time to take a hard look at the numbers. Dito na papasok ang financial advisor. Kasi yung numbers, yung numero, dun sa nakikita ninyo sa perfect retirement ninyo, dun makakatulong yung financial advisor and how that person can help you achieve that goal. And when you have that picture of retirement, the product solutions that will be offered to you will also match that. So for an example, personally, I'm sure you might be asking, oh Carla, ba't naisip mo na kagad yung retirement? It seems like I'm far from it. Just like Piolo, I love what I do. And so, continuing in this business, I wanted to have a picture of what my retirement is. So as early as I started working, I was actually already putting aside a little bit of my salary into retirement. And what were those financial solutions that were offered to me by Sun Life? We have a variable life insurance plan, which ensures that I'm financially protected, but at the same time, my premiums are being invested towards certain funds that matches my risk profile. So I would say, talk to a financial advisor to help you get to that perfect retirement.
Thanks, Carla. Jeff, ikaw na ang susunod. Kasi diba, parang of course, it's not easy for us to come face to face with, uupo tayo. Asan ba talaga ako in my financial journey? How much do I have? How much am I lacking? That's a hard conversation to have with yourself. Jeff, how did you face that moment where you had to really sit down, consider your expenses, and then take action? Anong mindset dapat ang meron?
Well, when I started with the company, I don't have any idea about insurance, to be honest. So I didn't know how to plan my finances. I don't know how to put aside money. All I know is just to put it in a bank and handle the savings. So I started out having my Sun FlexiLink product. It's an insurance and investment product. And that's how I started to basically grow my money. And just recently, as you've seen in the video, imagine the finances that I have to deal with my mother, because the bill is almost $1 million, to be honest about it. And I don't know how to pay off the loan that I need to deal with and all of those. So it's a wake-up call for me. So it was the time where I'm looking for a product who can handle the hospital bills, because I don't want to depend on anyone from the family. So I purchased the Sun Life Fit and Well Advantage that I rely on, especially if something bad might happen. So I feel more secured. I feel comfortable that in the future I don't have to rely on anyone, especially in handling the medical expenses, because mahal magpa-hospital. I don't know how magkano na ulit in the coming years to come. So I need to be financially ready.
True, kasi really the pandemic really opened us up to our vulnerabilities, diba? When it comes to our finances, when it comes to our health. And Now with that, we move on. First to a virtual question. I think we have a question from our friends over at Zoom. Can we flash the question, please? Okay, so this is a question from Miss Marie Chris of Hataw sa taga-Sun Life. Good noon po. Ano pong qualities ni Papa P bukod sa gwapo at malakas ang dating, masinop at mabait? Na meron siya that for so many years now ay siya pa rin ang endorser ng Sun Life. I think this is actually a very good question. This is one of Piolo's longest relationships, ang Sun Life, di ba? Carla, please take that on.
Well, Piolo is also our partner for life. So, I'm not sure if everyone knows, but when we started, when Piolo and Sun Life started, it was actually out of accident, no?
Yeah.
Parang ano lang yon, because Sun Life wanted to donate a certain amount to the victims of the typhoon.
Yeah.
And so we came across the Hebrio Foundation. It's being headed by Piolo's sister, Shiki. Hi Shiki, are you here? And so Shiki, and that started our relationship with Piolo. And then eventually we went on to several endeavors. From that charitable effort, we launched Sun Piology, and then naging brand ambassador na rin namin. And so, if you ask us what are the qualities of Piolo that have become, that allowed us to be partners for life with Piolo, it's number one, hindi na naman ata na itatago ito ni Piolo pero isa siyang kuripon. So for us, as I mentioned a while ago, Sun Life also values people that share the same values as us. And so being financially disciplined, we thought that Piolo was the perfect brand ambassador. Apart from that, he also has secured his finances, not just with being a good steward of his money, but also having the foresight to have a financial plan with regards to all of his financial needs. So be it health, be it retirement, even for the education of his child. So lahat ng yon nakita namin kay Piolo. So I would say really, Piolo is the perfect partner for life.
And really, no, kasi diba, if you can observe, when it comes to endorsements for celebrities, these are usually short-term. It lasts for a while, and then you see them probably with another brand or endorsing something else. But with Piolo and Sun Life, it's been so many years now, and we're still going strong. And we're very definitely happy to have Piolo on board, especially when it comes to promoting our advocacy. And with that, we move on to Ms. Tess again for the next question.
Anong reaction ni Piolo?
Oh, reaction daw ba?
I would say that there is parallelism in terms of what Ms. Carla was saying. I guess from the get-go, I knew for a fact that, showbiz life is fleeting. So I had to save up, I had to work so that I could have something for the future. And early on in my life, I secured my insurance right away. I don't know, maybe my mom taught us that you have to save up for the future, that this is not going to be forever. And so that's why even my sister, when Sun Life became a partner with our foundation, it was the same time that my sister also moved to Sun Life and became a financial advisor. So since then, my sister and I have been talking every year as to, which plan or what kind of policy we can get. So there's always that growth, there's progression. So we're growing at the same time, at the same pace, and it encourages me to always give it my best because I know Sun Life is also, pushing the envelope and not resting on their laurels. So, it's a good relationship that I, would want to keep for some time, I hope.
I'd like to build up on that a bit by, Piolo is of course talking as a brand ambassador and at the same time as a client, but as an employer. Jeff, can you share a bit about your experience? What makes you stay at Sun Life? How does it help you in your own personal goals?
Okay, I'd always go back to the experience I had, especially during lockdown, when a lot of companies are unfortunately closing down, cutting down the salaries of everyone, even up to the point of retrenchment. But Sun Life keeps its promise of sustaining the the talent, keeping its talent, keeping its resources, and even empowering our employees. No? Saan ka nakakita ng company that would give a wellness day off, no, to everyone? Because we're pretty much after the mental health of our people, checking their how they do their work, no, and how they basically manage their time. So for me, Salef recently got its award, being the Great Place to Work, and it's not just an award, no, but it's the people who voted for the company to be a great place to work. So I can attest to that.
Thank you so much, Jeff, for sharing that. Ms. Des, a question from you before we go to the virtual
Yeah, before I call Neil, may reaction lang from Ms. Ian, of course, the president of SPEED, and of course, entertaining everything.
Kasi kanina, ay Papa B. Kanina kasi someone said that you're the report. Actually, it's not true. Kami, ang SPEED, witness sa pagiging generous mo. Sobrang open to help groups na kailangan ng tulong when it comes sa mga outreach programs namin. You were always there to support us. So thank you, Papa P.
Thank you.
And God bless you more.
Partner for life, it's Piolo and Speed. I love
Oh
it.
yes, we're proud of it.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, agree. Okay, Neil Ramos, of course, entertainment editor for them.
Magandang hapon, Papa P. Boss, yes, gusto ko lang malaman kung ano specifically yung mga plans na...
Ay, marami. I really want to talk about it. My sister actually is here as well. But I just wanted to share about Fit and Well, because like what Jeff is saying, it's really, going beyond your insurance, because it really protects you from illnesses and for emergencies. And it's just, that's why I said there's parallelism with Sun Life, because as the years progress, there's always a new plan, there's always a new policy, there's always something better that you can choose. It's not just about getting an insurance. It's about broadening your portfolio and knowing that there are other policies that you can actually use to solidify your financial dependency. Kaya ba? So, I have so much. I have more than a dozen policies. So every year, whatever is new, I always get it. Because I know that, it really helps me secure my future, not just for myself, but also for my family. I'm okay, but I also do this for my family, my mom, my kid, my siblings, and everyone else. So, iba kasi yung policies natin. My gosh, but I just really, when Jeff was sharing his story about Sun Fit and Well, it's parang my favorite for now, because it really protects you, especially if you're active and is, in life, there are accidents, there are circumstances that hindi natin mapipigilan, and there's so much protection when you get these policies. So, ano ba yung accident? Marami kasi.
Totoo yan.
Every year I would get one or two just to make sure that there's something to it.
I think, I'd like to build up on that question by asking Carla, ilan ba exactly ang dapat na meron ka?
Yun nga eh, kasi dapat we always think in our head, just one insurance is fine, one policy is fine, but it's not. It's not. I always share it with my colleagues in the business. I always, like sila Robbie, and when I'm in ASAP or when I'm in the studio, I would always tell them, one policy is not enough. Not because I endorse on that, but because it's really practical. So, Ms. Carla?
Actually, my advice is the way we look at our products and solutions, and even our own financial needs. Kasi there are several, diba? So the first one would be, I would say, protection, financial protection. Especially if you have dependents relying on your income for their day-to-day needs. So that's one. The second would be, as Piolo and Jeff's and my favorite product, something for health, because we know mahal magkasakit, and just one big critical illness, it can wipe our savings. So that's my second. And then the third financial need is if you want to build a fund for your life goals, like retirement or probably also education of your children, business, and even, just to grow your money. And so we also have products that can help you with those goals. So I would say 3 things: life, health, and wealth.
Life, health, and wealth. Let's take note, everybody. Ayan, parang bucket list natin yan when it comes to considering our financial portfolio. Okay, with that, let's move on first to the virtual question, please. Rather, the question from our guests via Zoom. From F.A. Bravo of Pep.PH. This is for Piolo. How has Sun Life influenced your process of purchase decision? And then, how often do you splurge before and after joining Sun Life? Sige, dun muna tayo sa question number 1, Piolo. Gaano kadalas ka or gaano katindi ka mag-splurge before joining Sun Life and after joining Sun Life?
Sabi ni Carla, di ba kuripot ako?
Kuripot sa sarili.
I'm very frugal when it comes to finances because it's hard-earned money, so you have to be practical and you have to be wise. And before I joined Sun Life, I already had insurances. I already had policies. And even after, I still practice the same thing. I would never overwhelm myself with so much spending, but I would treat myself once in a while, reward myself and my family, sun vacation, and that's it. I guess it's all about putting something aside, knowing that this is not going to be forever. It's something temporary, so you have to make sure that you're practical and you have to put your money, some part of your money aside, so that you have something for the future. It's very practical.
Very practical. Eto, you were talking about travel. The next question is, what are your pre-travel habits? Do you do a thorough computation? Kung magkano gagastusin ko? Meron ba akong limit for this trip sa pagdating sa gastos ko?
My pre-travel habits, my family is growing. We were just in Boracay last week. We were 18 or 20. And now we're spending our holidays, the Christmas and New Year's in a country in Asia. And I would say that I would bring my family. I would consider my family because I can always travel. I can always do my travels whenever I want to. But being with family is a very important thing because you want to share the memories with them. So for now, when I travel, I always consider my family. I always consider the kids because I want them to spend time with their parents, my siblings, and my mom. And I always consider my mom because she's 76, so I always take into consideration how much time she can walk or how much she can handle in terms of going around town. And in terms of budgeting, of course, you try to book ahead of time. You really try to plan ahead of time, so mas mura ka. Mas mura pa yung mga tickets. You have to be practical at the end of the day, especially if you're spending for everyone. But other than that, you just go with the flow as long as with your loved ones, and then you're okay.
Kuripot niya sa sarili, but very generous when it comes to other people. There you go. We have another question, Ms. Des, from the floor.
Yes, before I ask your question, Papa, I love you, birthday girl of Chi Juliana, entertainment editor.
Wow, happy birthday!
Okay, her question is, anong year ka naging financially literate at sino ang nagturo sa'yo at reason for you to start maging conscious about your finances?
I was in the States in the 90s, late 90s, and then when I moved back here in 98, I thought, of course, it's just like what I was saying a while ago, this is not going to be forever, so I came back here to work and just really save up. So early on in my career, I was in my early 20s. I already got my policies, I already got my insurance. And even for my nieces, my son, I got him an educational plan, and just to secure everything. So it's always been, parang for me, you don't spend what you earn. You save it up. You save for the rainy days. And lumaki kasi ako sa paluwagan in school. Diba? Alam naman natin yung paluwagan. So you keep your money in the bank or you keep your money with the leader of the group, and then after a while, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, you see your money and it grew. Parang, it gives you that pride that you have discipline. So early on in my life, I knew that kailangan mo talagang magtipid, kailangan mo mag-save because it's what can give you financial freedom. I would say my first purchase of a house, I had to loan it, and after that, hindi na ako nag-loan. Parang I just really worked non-stop and took advantage of the opportunity that came my way. So I never changed my lifestyle, you know. So I wouldn't want to say that I was financially independent, but I just relied on, I guess, you know, the savings I had, and just, you know, never, you know, lived beyond my means. So with Sun Life's help and with my sister as my financial advisor, I just realized that there are other ways that you can save up for the future and for your family.
Thank you so much, Piolo, for sharing that. And I believe you have a question for, not from virtual. So one last from the floor. Okay.
We have 3 actually.
Three last. Okay, sige.
Miss mo natin yung mga face-to-face na press ko.
So, nakakamiss. Okay, we have John Bueno, kumagaw.com.
Hello, good afternoon. I'd like to address a question to Ms. Carla. Since you're representing Sun Life right now, how has the pandemic affected the financial stability of the company? Of course, with the pandemic, a lot of people might probably have gotten their, shares or claims, as so they would say. And this is actually going to rock, of course, the finances of Sun Life as well. Has it been stable so far? And have you given all, the claims that are for the customers of Sun Life?
Okay, so thanks for that question. Okay, so the short answer is it did not affect the stability of Sun Life. As shared by Jeff a while ago, Sun Life has been we didn't retrench any of our employees. Our salaries are still kept intact. But apart from that, I would say last year we settled around 6.5 billion in claims. Of course, it spiked a bit during the pandemic, but we're fully able to settle all of those claims. In fact, Sun Life is the #1 life insurance company in the country, and we have been the undisputed leader for the past 11 years. Apart from that, I would say Sun Life is a resilient company. We've been here in the Philippines for more than 125 years, and it's a commitment that we've made to this country, and we will remain to be a financially stable and resilient one.
I remember listening to the presentation earlier about Joey. She's an OFW. Do you have products that specifically were taken by Joey that really helped her as an OFW? You probably don't have like a template, I'm sure, for one specific client. But does Sun Life have products specific targeted for OFWs?
It really depends, as you said. So what we do, or what our financial advisors will do, is to sit down with all of our clients, find out about their financial goals, and apart from that, help them manage their money. And so after having a discussion or a conversation about those goals, that's the time that the advisor will actually recommend the product suitable to your budget, to your needs, and to your goals. So it's not really one size fits all. It really depends.
But what's the newest one that you launched?
Okay, so the newest one we launched, in the past 2 years, we've launched mostly health insurance products because of course there's a demand. So what Piolo and Jeff mentioned a while ago, Sun Fit and Well, we launched it back in 2016. But apart from that, we also launched Sun ICU Protect, which is a severity-based critical insurance product that provides cash benefits in case of hospitalization. Apart from that, apart from our health insurance products, recently we also launched some global global equity funds that would allow ordinary Filipinos to access global equity markets to help grow their money.
Alright, thank you. Jeff, I'm going to ask you a question. Was it easier for you because you were a Sun Life employee rather than just being a client per se?
Okay. Well, to be an employee, it gives me that safety of having the salary and the benefits and all. But having to being also a client myself, I was able to build my wealth, and having to have discipline when it comes to my finances. So just recently, I purchased my own place without having to go through the bank because the loan is medyo masakit. So going back to the question kanina, is there a specific product that I can recommend or something like that? It would really depend on what you need as of the moment. And for now, what's important for me is to have my future fund, which is for my retirement, because I already have my health protection plan, which is my Salary Fit and Well Advantage. And because of that, I was able to buy my own place without having to worry about saan ako magbabayad, paano ako magbabayad for it.
I'd like to build up on that by saying that one advantage we have as employees kasi is that we actually have a staff assurance program. So this is a program where we are able to get products, and it's through salary deduction. So the financial discipline really comes in kasi it's automatically deducted, making it also more convenient for you. And at the same time, when you're in a financial services company, ang dami mong pwedeng pagtanungan di ba? I mean, of course, we have our Sun Life advisors as well, but we are colleagues with experts themselves, so it really is very easy for us to consult. So that is a very big advantage that we have as Sun Life employees. In fact, our very own CEO, Mr. Benedict Sison, siya mismo, he comes up with all these bite-sized videos just to share tips to employees about his own financial journey. So, the dream of a brighter future is not just for the clients, but also for the employees and advisors of Sun Life. So that's it. Ako talaga yung
Thank you. My last question is for, of course, Sir Piolo. You managed to amass, of course, your own financial goals over the years. But what has been one thing that you regret not doing or not purchasing for yourself?
Oh gosh, I don't think there's anything that I would want to look back on and regret not having it. I just want to keep on pressing forward, and if there's anything, because I'm not a materialistic person, so I'm not the type to want something and regret missing out on that chance. Career choices, I guess. There are some roles that I passed on, but I just thought maybe it would have worked. But it's not for me to dwell and just regret. Wala naman. Hopefully, wala naman sana.
But merong missed opportunities, you say, and meron bang particular na role ito?
Marami. I would be offered like scripts or roles. Of course, since you're exclusive with a network, it's hard to at least make paalam or grab that chance because you're tied up. And there are some that I wish I did. I just can't remember any of it. But now that I don't got any contract, I just go with the flow.
And Piolo, are there any news of you having an international project sometime soon?
I'm leaving for the States in a couple of days, and we'll go from there. I have a tour with Sam in some states, and let's see how it's gonna pan out. My producer friend from LA wants me to kind of build something in the States, but I have to be there. But my heart is here. So I don't know. If there's a solid offer, yeah, why not? But it's, you know, for me, I don't think I have to be in the States to do something international. We have talks with some streaming platforms, and we're doing something for the global market, and hopefully we get to do it without having to leave the country and just really champion our content and show it globally. So in detail, wala pa eh. But there are some talks, and hopefully we can land something and show it, and you know, something that we can be proud of as Filipinos.
And it's good that you're manifesting it.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Down to our last two questions. We have here Alan Sancon, Stars Food.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi, Piolo. Hi, hello everyone. I just want to ask muna yung question ko kay Miss Carla. Sabi nga nila, parang mas matagal pa daw yung partnership ni Piolo sa inyo kaysa sa partnership niya sa kanila. Diba? Ano po yung sekreto po ng long partnership with Piolo? And ano po yung nagawa niyo sa Piolo Pascual mula nang maging part siya ng sana?
Grabe kayo kay Piolo. Well, I would say because as mentioned a while ago, he's really the perfect financial literacy advocate. So even before our partnership, Piolo has been living the values of good financial support. And so yung impact niya sa Sun Life is actually malaki, I would say. Because first and foremost, a lot of Filipinos became financially aware of the need to actually look after their goals, financial goals. Second is to have a financial plan. Kasi even if you have a goal, but you don't have a plan, then you won't be able to achieve it. So I would say yun yung pinakamalaking impact ni Piolo with our partnership.
Thank you, Miss Carla. Yung tanong ka ng, sorry Piolo. It's just a question. I just want to ask Piolo, kasi parang sinabi mo kanina yung ideal mo sa pagiging partner in life, and that is Sun Life, di ba? Pero curious lang kami, ano naman yung ideal partner in life? Talaga ideal girl, partner in life mo. Para naman din sa mga kababaihan like
Baka si Kuya Alan sa akin. Ano lang?
Parang curious lang sila ano yung hinahanap ng sa Piolo Pascual na magiging partner in life. So,
Magaling maglaba.
Present!
You don't actually look for that. Di ba? Parang kasi pag dumating na yun, yun na yun eh. So, it's hard to have a criteria or a requirement because when you feel it, I think that will only happen, or you will be able to find the words when you see that person, and you go from there. Hindi kasi ako naghahanap eh. Yun ang mahirap dun eh. But if, you know, there will come a time for me to settle down, I wouldn't have any criteria or requirement, so to speak, because at the end of the day, it's you know, it's about the heart. It's about your feelings. So if you feel something for that person might have something that really you know, compliments you or gives you that feeling of excitement and feeling, you know, that you have to be with someone. So wala naman siguro, hindi naman hinahanap yung dumarating nila. Yeah.
With a love that shines bright like the sun.
Amen.
pero Piolo, do you believe in the ideal girl, ideal girl?
I believe in destiny. I believe in something that happens out of fate, something that happens out of divine intervention or divine appointments. And I believe in magic. I believe it's something that is, you know, electrifying. Of course, when that person comes, then that person will be the ideal partner.
Last Piolo, may follow-up lang ako. Kasi parang share mo kanina yung experience mo with your mother, yung relationship with her. Ano yung hinahanap mo sa isang girl na meron yung mother na sana meron din yung magiging partner in life mo soon?
Values, you know, and your heart is in the right place, and love for family, love for your country, and just having that relationship with the Lord.
Thank you, Piolo. Congratulations.
Thanks, Kuya Alan.
Sorry, may pahabol from Mami Jo Bonson. Bakit tanong kay Papa P kung may isisecure kang part ng katawan mo, ano yun?
Mata. Yun ang binabayaran. Doon ako kumikita.
Okay, last, we have Tito Eugene Asis.
Hi, Sir Eugene.
Ay, last na pala. Anyway, yung mga sinabi mo kanina, mga trades, dependable, marunong maglaba, parang nakita ko kayo mold yan. Pero, just a joke. Anyway,
Nakita mo rin sa kanya yun, tinalikuran ko bigla eh. Ako parang hindi naman.
okay. Mamaya na yung question. My first question is for either Carla or Jeff. Kasi may mga tao nagsasabi that insurance is more of a gamble than insurance.
Well, for me, unless you've experienced what I've experienced with my mother, no, especially when you look at the hospital bill, using up and piling up. So I don't want to experience the same thing to me. No? So that's one thing that I would say in the future I don't have to worry that yung hospitalization or something like happened to me, because I feel more secure that I have a plan already. So for those who are saying na para sa specific market ng insurance and all, because emergency does happen. No? Some of us hindi naman na-anticipate kung kailan or kung ano mangyayari sa atin. So it's always a good idea that at least, no, the back of your mind, you have that security, the feeling of security, because you're depending on a certain product. And that for me is something and well advantage.
So for me naman, I think I'd throw the question back at you. So if some people feel that insurance is a gamble, my question is, what is the price of your peace of mind? So probably for other people it's a gamble, but personally I would say I value my peace of mind more. As Jeff mentioned a while ago, we don't know what will happen in our lives. Pero there are certain knowns in life, like old age, like having children, probably for some, retiring. Those are knowns in life. But there are unknowns too, like getting sick or passing away too early. And so, would you want to gamble on that risk, is my question. And for me, and I also encourage more Filipinos to not take that gamble, because having peace of mind is more important. And that peace of mind also ensures that our families or our loved ones would also have that same peace of mind.
Thank you. At yung peace of mind na yan, I think, makikita ko kay talaga siya, may peace of mind. Anyway, my question is, yung sa pagiging endorser ng Sunlight, without approaching much about your mga private investment, ano sa tingin mo yung pinakamalaking investment na nagawa mo out of your talent fee from Sunlight?
When I invested when I was in my 20s, I'm in my 40s and it's been 20 years, so I have a pension that I can rely on anytime. So I have a pension that gives me a certain amount every year, and I'm just 45 because I started early.
What about tangible, like production or whatever?
Some investment? Sprinkles kasi, abonado pa ako eh. So, ano siya?
Totoo ba yan?
Minsan nakaka-jackpot kami, minsan abonado. So it's just a proper balance. But investment-wise, I would say, aside from my insurances, which I started more than 20 years ago, real estate. Real estate is something that I've been focusing on since I started this business. Mami B, Vilma Santos, was the one who told me about it when I was doing Tagada Sedenta, because she said that's what saved her, real estate. So from the time that I started in my 20s, I would just buy, aside from the policies that I would get on the side, I would invest in real estate. So yun po yung naging portfolio aside from insurance.
Thank you very much at marami kang na-inspire. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, great conversations, hindi po ba? Thank you so much, Carla, Jeff, and of course, Piolo, for, sharing all those stories, all those tips, all those lessons, and of course, accommodating all the questions. I'm very sure, what Sir Eugene said, everybody was inspired by all the things that were shared today. So, ladies and gentlemen, the question for you all now is, who is your ideal partner? So if there's one thing we all learned in today's media conference, it's that, whether we're talking about our personal lives or our finances, our career path, we should find a partner for life whose love shines bright like the sun. Thank you all so much for joining us today. This media conference was brought to you by Sun Life. Thank you so much for accommodating, especially to our, face-to-face guests, as well as our guests from Zoom. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Take care and